Good evening, friends, and welcome to Inner Monologue, where we sit around a table and play Gamma World. Yeah, that's right, Gamma World. We're flipping the script, motherfuckers. So, this is our second storyline. While the Spelljammer crew will meet 3 times a month, our Gamma World crew meets on the week off. But Scott, you said, what if we want more Gamma World? Well, my fellow monologuers, there is a simple answer. Join us at locals.com and become a subscriber for a mere $2 a month. However, we know times are tough. So if you can, at least subscribe to us on YouTube and let the ads play out. I know, some of those ads are annoying, but at least it's a free way to support us. Also share our content, tell your friends about us so our community grows. If Inner Monologue starts making decent money, we can quit our day jobs and bring you even more Gamma World, along with a number of other shows that we're planning for the future. For our second announcement, as you have no doubt learned, we are new and thus a little bit of a process. So please bear with us as we work through some teething pains while perfecting everything like cameras and whatnot. Sometimes we're just going to need more gear, but we're working on that. Especially with the fact that we have upgraded the Gamma World 4th edition rulebook to the 5th edition D&D rules. It's taken me over a year of work and 299 pages later, but we have something that should work. Still, there may be speed bumps. Please be patient. And with all our announcements out of the way, let's delve into the exciting world of Gamma World. Man, from Australopithecus africanus to Homo sapiens. They may have existed on Earth for hundreds of thousands, perhaps even millions of years. During this time, one skill, one particular talent has set him apart from every other creature. His ability to conceive and create tools. Indeed, man has been defined as the tool-making animal. From chipped rocks and polished bones to neutron bombs and computers, man has constantly been redesigning, improving, and refining his tools to meet his ever-changing needs. Some have been toys for children. Some have improved his lifestyle. Others have nearly caused his destruction. Early in the 24th century, mankind's existence was unparalleled. The rape of the Earth's beauty and resources in the late 20th and early 21st centuries had been halted and reversed due to man's tools. Man had reached for the stars and attained them with the help of his tools. Yet, in spite of these tools, or perhaps because of them, the idyllic life of the 24th century came to an abrupt end. Having conquered the rigors of simple survival, man was able to turn his energies to more esoteric considerations: theology, political ideology, social and cultural identification, and development of self-awareness. These pursuits were not harmful in themselves, but it soon became fashionable to identify with and support various leagues, organizations, and so-called special interest groups. With the passage of time, nearly all the groups became polarized, each expressing and impressing its views to a degree that bordered on fanaticism. Demonstrations, protests, and debates became the order of the day. Gradually, enthusiasm changed to mania, then to hatred of those who held opposing views. Outbreaks of violence became more frequent, and terrorists spread their views with guns and bombs. Reconstruction of the events from 2309 to 2322 has been difficult due to the lack of intact records, but historians now generally mark September 6, 2309 as the beginning of the period now commonly known as the Shadow Years. On that day, some 5,000 members of the League of Free Men were staging a demonstration for the purpose of promoting their concepts of a united world government. At the height of their demonstration, a small neutron bomb was detonated in their midst, killing most of the demonstrators. Rumors held opponents of world government, a group known as the Autonomists, responsible for the terrorism, but no guilt was ever proved. The League of Free Men made no formal accusations, but 3 months later, on December 23rd, several hundred known autonomists were assassinated in separate locations. In addition, the 3 main offices of the autonomists were the targets of the release of a newly developed nerve gas. The gas was responsible for approximately 3,000 deaths, the majority of which were autonomist office personnel, but many of those killed had no connection with the autonomists. Blame for the killings was placed on the League, but there was no proof. The failure of official investigations to convict the perpetrators of these mass murders created a wave of vigilante actions. Retaliation followed retaliation. The problem was compounded as the terrorism spread across national boundaries, engulfing the world in bloodshed. As vigilante actions continued, various governments attempted to prohibit and disband suspected terrorist organizations, but these attempts only drove the groups further underground and polarized their supporters. This led many countries to declare martial law in a last desperate effort to control their populations, but the warring groups had grown too powerful. They had too many resources, both economic and political, upon which to draw. Although there are no records to substantiate the accusations that governments gave covert aid to certain groups in order to change the balance of power, circumstantial evidence seems to indicate that this did occur. In the final months of the Shadow Years, a new organization calling itself the Apocalypse announced its existence with the now famous ultimatum. Peoples of the world, you appear bent on the destruction of a civilization that has taken centuries to build, and the extinction of all life on Earth. If that is your will, so be it. We, the Apocalypse, demand an immediate cessation of this insane violence, or we will end it for you with a force you cannot conceive. We have the power. The choice is yours. The exact identity of the Apocalypse was, and still is, unknown. Some have theorized that the group was composed of scientists. Some believe it was a specialized military group. Whatever its constituency, few believed the ultimatum when it was issued, and the fighting continued. 5 days later, the capital city of every nation in the world was turned into a crater of radioactive slag. The Apocalypse spoke to the world one more time. People of the world, you have been warned. We have the power. The choice is yours. Again, due to lack of records, it is not known how the location of the Apocalypse base was discovered, or who initiated the attack. Some evidence indicates the action was a joint effort by nearly all the surviving terrorist factions and vigilante groups, united for the first time in the Shadow Years. In the end, though, a massive attack was mounted on the Apocalypse base. In turn, the Apocalypse retaliated with a fury never before witnessed on the face of the earth. Oceans boiled, continents buckled, and skies blazed with the light of unbelievable energies. Suddenly, it was all over. The civilization of man had been slashed, burned, crushed, and scattered to the four winds. Whether the powers that be had intended to completely destroy all life on the planet and had failed, or if they simply had not had enough power, is debatable. Some scholars contend that those responsible voluntarily stopped their destruction when they witnessed the horror they had unleashed and then destroyed themselves. At the time, and even now, the question is moot. What did matter was that man survived. The black years that followed the Shadow Years were spent struggling to survive in a suddenly savage and vastly changed world. The process was a painful one, filled with nearly as much terror and violence as the Shadow Years. The devastation wrought by the apocalypse had changed the very fabric of life on Earth. The weapons and devices they had used had completely obliterated some forms of life. Others were mutated to the point where they could not be recognized as what they once were. Even man was not immune to these changes. Several centuries from the cataclysm, the Earth is making a recovery. Pockets of civilization are forming, crawling out of hundreds of years of barbarism. The printing press and gunpowder have just recently been reinvented. This strange new world, heroes of epic proportion are needed to tame the wild frontiers and challenge the unknown. Such heroes have arisen from the new species of the planet. Strangely altered humans, mutated animals, and even sentient plants. Indeed, humankind is no longer alone on Earth. The heroes of this time must struggle to find and master the artifacts of the pre-cataclysmic world. These devices of metal and plastic hold great power. They are the key to rebuilding civilization or destroying it. This is the Black Years, and this is the bizarre and ever-changing world that you are about to enter. Many of you have been born and raised in the restorationist town of Haven. As homes go in Gamma World, there is little better. Haven, built on the ruins of an ancient town, was a good choice for those of the restorationist ideology. Many of the buildings had survived the great cataclysm that once consumed the world. Stout walls and roofs still stand, having weathered the ravages of time. Even roads are still in decent condition. Many say that Haven is well off and well defended. A full range of people live in the community. Pure-strain humans, altered humans, mutant animals, and even a few sentient plant people. A restoration council, one of the oldest on Gamma Terra, directs the main efforts of the town. A couple other groups are represented as well, mostly that of the Healers and the Brotherhood of Thought. But most of the people are friendly towards everyone. Haven proper consists of a large town with a few main roads along with a number of smaller ones. Thanks to the efforts of the council, electricity and running water flows through much of the enclave. The majority of the town is protected by a wall made of a combination of logs and stone, with metal of all kinds clad to the outer face. The town also sits on the bank of a small river, with some small piers, mostly for fishing, but also for trade. Most of you have had a decent and rewarding childhood, growing up in the relative safety of Haven. Very few bandit attacks happen anymore, with no one daring to try to assail the well-defended town. Haven has slowly prospered, with more and more petitioners trying to become residents every day. Increased trade has also meant increased prosperity, making Haven one of the few jewels in the Flowerlands. At the age of 12, the majority of you started your apprenticeship training. This included more than training in your expected chosen profession. No matter your focus, fighting skills were also taught, because Gamma Terra is not a friendly place. Winter has passed, and spring has arrived. Occasionally, Haven has a heavy winter, as this past winter was one such beast. Heavy have finally melted and disappeared, but the water has made a mess of some roads and those buildings with basement sections. This has required a massive direction towards cleanup, of which you all are a part of. You all have been tasked with cleaning the basement of the local university. Fortunately, the various types of records and books survived intact, but the floor was flooded and is caked with mud. It is just a mess that requires a lot of mopping and sweeping. Evidently, the university was an ancient place of learning, and it only made sense to the council to continue its tradition. Surviving documents are saved and stored, many copied by dedicated personnel. In time, it has become the primary source of learning for the community. The stout stone walls ensured that it would always remain relatively protected, except of course when there's a flood. The basement is mostly filled with shelving upon which the most fragile documents are kept. Professor Salon has just left, having instructed you over the cleaning that needs to be done, handing out the brooms and mops, and quite sternly pointing out that the many documents are fragile and care must be taken while in the basement. So, with your weapons of choice in hand, what would you like to do?
Delegate responsibilities. Who's doing what? Who's doing the sweeping?
None of those.
Come on, Brave.
You embroidery, that's like you're sweeping.
Good. You can take my broom.
And I appreciate you for taking that on. I'm actually gonna just go find our professor and see if he has any advice on this whole situation. I'll catch you all later.
No need to go find the professor. I know what needs to be done.
Well, I had a specific question I wanted to go ask him.
And that is.
For his ears only.
Oh.
Behavior is highly suspect.
Is it suspect?
It is.
How long have we known? We've known each other for quite a while. We've been attending classes. I'm just as I usually do.
Having made that statement, perhaps we should go around the table and introduce each other and what you look like. We'll start with Kirk.
I'm Spock, a two-headed carnivorous plant with multiple personalities. I'm only 3.5 foot tall, but I more than make up for my intellectual power. I'm green, I'm usually glistening, not from my effort, but more so, because I'm slimy a little bit.
And he has 2 heads,
I have 2 heads.
both of which can carry on different conversations.
Yes.
Do
And
they have the same personality?
no, they have different personalities. One is very smart and to the point, the other one is snarky bastard.
I'm going to get along with that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Jason?
So I'm Clayton Forrester, who is pure strain human examiner. Little over 6 feet tall, decent physique. I have dark hair right now. It's actually cut very short, and I have a rare pair of
No. Oh, sorry. So you're going to talk gear for a minute there.
No. But yeah, apparently that's a rarity in this world, and yeah, that's basically what I look like.
Nancy?
I am Nara. I'm fair skinned, silver hair, makes me look older than I really am. I am 5'6", and I am very smart. I'm a healer, and really don't look very short.
Patrick?
I am Marduk. I am a 6'7", huge towering man bull. Black fur, large muscles, beautiful, beautiful horns on top of my head. I wear eyes that give me vision, 360-degree vision. I'm training to be an enforcer. Got into a fight with my new best friend Clayton, and he actually fought to a standstill, which was the first time I'd ever come close to losing. So I have mad respect for him.
Christie?
I am Calliope Arlen DeHaven, aka the Mellifluous Muse. I am a 4'9" bipedal fox, an Arctic marble fox by chance. So I have white fur with like little hints of gray and tan, and then it's almost like I got deep eyeliner around my eyes. I just get bored really easily. I don't want to have to work really hard. So I kind of want to just go out by myself and play my lute.
Gabby.
I am an altered human. Named Aleph. I am a 4'17" female with golden hair and ice blue eyes. Olive skin. I'm 17.
Oh, you still look at antenna.
I got antenna too, I guess. And I am weary of most people. But if you find something, or I find something of worth, maybe I could make us rich. Maybe I won't. Depends. And as long as I can get revenge on Lord Reaper, I'm good with everything.
Okay. So, Calliope, are you going to try to leave?
My name is Callie.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, just have a little question for the professor, and only he has the answer that I'm looking for.
Calliope, we have work that needs to be done. You can disappear and play with your instrument at another time, but stuff has to be done right now.
I'm sure, and you have it so well handled here. Look at the guy sweeping.
There's more that needs to be done. I agree with Scott.
Well, why don't you assign tasks to them really quick, and I'll be back momentarily. Don't worry about me, and I just walk off.
Damn it.
Okay, you head up the stairs, and you get to the top of the stairs. Salon, right there at the doorway. And he looks at you, and Salon is a sleeth, which is a bipedal lizard man-like creature. 9 feet tall. They're big. And as soon as you open the door, he just kind of looks at you and goes, "Yes?"
Oh! Hi, Professor. And I see his tongue, do the lizard tongue thing.
Yes.
He makes me really uncomfortable. And I look back over my shoulder at.
No, you can't see her.
No, I can't.
You're in a stairwell.
Upstairs. I'm just gonna go ahead. I just wanted to see how you're doing and check in on your well-being.
Everyone in the basement, make a perception check, please. Roll a d20, add your perception skill if you have it, or just your int mod.
That's the big one.
Skills will be on your second page.
Second page.
And it might be a skill we do not possess, right?
It might be a skill you don't possess,
Okay.
in which case you'll just add your intelligence modifier.
Second page. Check skills.
12.
Oh. Another 12.
And you said it's an intelligence modifier?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 16.
16?
Oh, I hope.
Oh, hold on, I rolled the wrong dice. Not bad.
I hate it when I do that.
Yeah. Okay, 20.
Wow. Okay.
That's with the intelligence.
Okay. Dirty 20.
So what am I looking at on the second page?
We're just looking to see if you have perception under the skills. And if you don't, you just add your intelligence.
Which is right here.
That's on the first page. You can put like Maxwell's 4.
Dang.
Oh,
Oh, dang. Okay, so If you use your antenna, you get plus 10. But if you don't, you get plus 8. Use your feelers.
Kind of want to use my feelers now.
Well, it's pretty much automatic.
Yeah.
And antennae are going to pick up sound or air movement based perception rolls. So anytime you roll perception and it's based on sound or air movement, you're going to get the plus 10. If it's anything else, you're just going to get the plus 8.
That's 12.
12? Okay.
Oh no, you want to.
And Patrick?
I got a grand total of 4.
Okay. You are focused on that mud. You kick that mud.
Swallow that deck.
Alas.
I got your number, mud. It's over. Okay, everyone who got a 10 or better,
I'll move on.
here's Christie, her voice, echoing down the stairwell. Professor Salon looks at you and says, I am fine. Is the job done already?
No, I was just coming to report to you as well that we're getting to it. And I just turn around and awkwardly slink back down the stairs. And,
Close.
good talk.
And she comes back down the stairs.
And I just kind of put my arm up on, just like, hey. So, I'm just gonna go fill up these buckets with more water. And I grab the 2 nearest buckets.
She grabs the 2 buckets that are already full.
I'm just gonna walk over and help Marduk. Do you need water, buddy?
I do, thank you.
Thanks.
Need help with that one?
I'll just hold it. You can carry that one. You got 2 things in your hands. Oh, do you need it? Okay, I just walk over to you.
I knew you'd be back.
See, I told you I'd be back.
Yeah.
So, what was this question?
Yeah, it was so important you had to ditch us.
Yeah, we're very curious.
It's for my ears and business only. Why don't you stop getting distracted and get back to work?
That sounds like horse manure to me.
Yes,
Going upstairs.
Well,
Haven't changed.
Help us out.
Oh, why don't you wash where you're mopping? You might just accidentally slip and pour the water next to his feet. Now the bucket's empty, now I gotta go. Just walk.
Wow.
She basically asked him a bonus question because she got caught trying to sneak off.
I can't say that I'm surprised.
I'm not here. I'm going to fill up the bucket.
serves her right. Punching bag.
Punching bag. I mean, she made herself a punching bag.
Friends like these who needs enemies.
Or enemies.
I just screamed from down the hallway where I was walking, you are talking a lot! It doesn't sound like you're working! Jerk offs. Continues walking.
Hey, Mom, she let her finish the mopping. Give her a toothbrush.
I agree.
I want that!
Good!
I'm not doing it!
When she gets back, I'm going to step on her tail. Do it.
I want that too!
You know what's fun? She hates being wet.
Really?
Okay. I think we dump water all over her when she gets back. Stuff's in my head too.
I mean,
While she's out of it.
you guys want to do that?
Yeah, it seems highly illogical that we would be using our time for anything but productivity before it needs to be done.
Let's have some fun while we're at it.
We'll just make sure the water lands where the dirtiest spot is, and then that way we can clean it up after we drench it.
I find your idea acceptable.
I mean, I'll just hang in the shadows for a while.
There's more to be done. Time for that later.
Oh, come on.
I agree.
Oh,
Let's get the water ready, and then we'll dump it on there.
Let's finish our job here.
Yes.
This way we can go have some of that moss heal. As soon as we get done. Okay.
Alright, back to work.
All right. As you get to cleaning, I would like everyone to roll a d20.
You want to say anything?
Nope.
10.
5, 4,
18.
15.
15.
Okay. Gabby, we'll say that you're on broom detail. And as you're sweeping the floor, a piece of flagstone from the floor kicks up and goes clattering across. And when you look at where the piece of flagstone came from, there is a corroded brass ring that was below the flagstone. No, not a ring you put on your finger, a ring set into the floor.
Should I share this with the others? I guess. Hey, plant boy. Come here.
Yes. You always call me Plant Boy. My
I
name is Spock.
apologize. I know. But I just, you're great. I admire it.
If you knew, you'd call me Spock.
Hey,
That's beside the
Spock.
point. Okay,
Let's
what
get
can I
down
do for
to
you?
it. Look at that. See that?
No, it appears to be a ring set in the stone.
Yeah. What do you think we should do? Should we include everybody else?
I think we should, but maybe we should try the ring first.
Well, you know what? I say we bring them over there just in case something happens. We have more people.
That's right. And then you can try the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's come over.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Spock takes 3 steps back.
Everybody, need your attention. Can you come over here, please? So I was sweeping, minding my own business, obviously,
Right.
and I found this.
Interesting.
Sure enough, there is this brass ring. If we were going to say it would be a ring that someone would put on their finger, it would probably fit your fingers as opposed to anybody else's. It's pretty big.
So,
But it's set into the stone.
so we can pull it.
It looks like it's meant to be pulled.
you said you wanted me to do it, but I say,
The big guy.
yeah,
I can
is
give it
it
a go.
strong enough?
So I'll reach over and grab it.
Yeah,
pull it up.
Okay. Give me a d20 roll. Add your strength modifier.
Plus 4, 12.
12? Okay. Maybe it was because you weren't expecting it to be so difficult, but it actually takes a little bit of effort for you to pull this up. Fortunately, the ring holds, and you hear this like stone on stone grating noise as you pull up this slab of flagstone and soft rock, or what the ancients would call concrete. And when you pull it up, it reveals that it's a trap door, and there are a set of stairs, also made of soft rock, heading down into darkness.
You guys, what do you think of that? You want to investigate? It's too small for me. Somebody.
No, you can go down. It's a stairwell.
Okay.
It's plenty big for you, Marduk. It's logical that you are the largest one. You should go first.
I want to check this out. Let's do it. Why me?
Because you're the largest.
What about?
And the strongest.
I mean,
Oh, the
that's what I'm
fox?
thinking,
Oh,
too.
let's have her go down there. We'll make up a story and have her chase something down there.
I find your idea logical.
I say we have her go down there,
Yeah.
and I will follow in the shadows to see what happens. If it's clear, I call everybody else down. If not, I'll hightail it out and make up a story. We're good.
We'll be able to shut it on too.
Yes, let's shut. Stop talking.
So has she come back yet?
No.
Are you gonna come back yet?
No.
Please come back.
No. I'm fetching water for this pail.
Well, by now you've gotten it.
Exactly. So here I am, getting my water. And I look at it for a long time. And I throw it down in frustration. I'm like, screw them! They can pick up everything by themselves. And I reach into my like back pocket, or actually I just bring out my gear, and I go find a rock, and I just start playing to cool off some steam. And just start singing some angsty lyrics about friends, and who needs friends like these? You know? These horrible people, they're just enemies. Twang.
Okay, you're talking about her and sending her down first, and you hear music coming from the direction she went to.
Playing with her instrument
Oh,
again.
son of a... I think I will teleport to her location, grab her, and teleport back.
Okay. Well, actually, you can only use teleport once per short rest.
He hasn't used it yet. Twang.
Don't waste your power. She's not far. She's just over there.
I mean, you could walk over her, pick her up, and then bring her back.
Very true.
Let's drag her ass back here.
Go get her.
Look at that. You just feel a big arm or hand grab her and scruff her neck.
No! Hey, put me down! You want to stop! Start scratching.
He brings you over, and you now see that there is a stairway heading down that wasn't there before.
Was that all
We just found it. Just wanted you to be part of this.
Underneath the rock.
You all wanted me to. Now something I know is fishy. What's
No, we think that you are the most qualified candidate amongst all of us to go down the stairs.
Yeah,
I'm flattered. I probably am because I have night vision and all, but someone's coming down with me.
I will go with you. I will walk 5, 6 feet, maybe 10 feet behind you. But I will be there with you.
Bullshit. You're walking in front of me.
It is not bullshit. It is the truth.
Play it. You're gonna go down with me?
No,
Besides plans, you gotta take your roots. You know these grounds better than I do.
She's not wrong. Fine, I will go with you. But I need to be known that it's not. Let's just go.
Okay. You first?
No, that was not the agreement. You first.
You first.
No.
We just agreed to this.
No, I agreed to go behind you.
Lands, your roots.
Big rock scissors. Fine. I will
Big
go
rock
first.
scissors. Why don't you go down with
I will
me?
go first. I will go first.
Thank you.
It is only logical, since she is not of much use.
Alright.
I said that loudly. You can hear me say that.
I appreciate it. Now let's see some action.
Okay, I am going
Actions speak louder
first.
than words.
My voice speaks louder than words and actions. Wait,
Right.
I said words. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm walking down.
How's it looking down there?
Wait one sec.
Wait one sec.
You head down a stairwell made of soft rock.
Stairwell made of soft rock.
It goes down a good 30 meters to your estimation, and after a few minutes of descent, the stairs empty into a 6-meter wide hallway. Give me a perception check, please. You do get advantage on this because 2 heads see better than 1.
I don't get an advantage. I rolled a 1.
No, you still get an advantage. That means you get to roll twice.
Okay. 12 plus perception, 15.
15?
On the second of the crazy head.
On the dot. Your one head is trying to look down the darkness and see if you can see anything. The other head looks to the right and sees a light switch on the wall, just barely in the shadows.
There is a lever.
No, you know it's a light switch.
Oh, it is a light switch.
Looks like
I'm gonna flip it.
Okay. You flip the light switch, and bright light, almost the same radiance as daylight, begins to flicker on with panels down the hallway.
Ah,
Am I familiar with such technology?
Yes.
Okay.
You do know that the ancients had various forms of lighting.
Okay.
Haven has crude light bulbs. You know, the type that Edison originally made, you know, with really thick tungsten filaments,
Okay.
that kind of thing. But this you know is ancient technology lighting, because as the light radiation hits you, even though you're carnivorous in nature, you still feel like you get sustenance from sunlight, and you have that same feeling right now.
The room appears to be safe and well lit. Very well lit. You're safe to come down now.
should we follow?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I mean, she's supposed to go.
Let her go. The second.
Oh, you didn't want me to go in first,
Yes.
did you?
Yes.
No, I mean, that was the deal.
We need a fox.
You need a fox.
We need a fox.
Well, I guess the fox is going to be braver than men, so.
Wow.
And I just scurry downstairs.
Crazy like a fox.
Oh. The light's so bright here, I'm photosynthesizing, which means I won't have to eat. Callie, I believe. I purposely said your name wrong. Did you like how I did that?
Gabby?
I'm not going to argue with plans.
Good, because you will lose.
If you
break a claw,
I've already got it open, so be careful.
No.
But if you swing it open,
finally got down, I was waiting for it. Mm-hmm.
We should get out the money awards these days.
pick a figurine that you like, and then hand it down.
You just wait. Oh, where you go? Look at the characters.
Watch the camera.
Pick one that you like, and then
I'm trying to watch the
Tell me and I'll try to
It's a cool game. Pick a pool if you want to. Ooh, got her. Oops. Here's a camera. Yeah, I'll take
So
it.
you know where your person is.
And then, the camera.
okay, Patrick.
Yes.
There should be one in there for you. Looks like a really buff dude with a shield.
Fuck you with a shield.
He's one of the bigger ones.
Go to town.
Oh no, wait, no, he doesn't have a shield. I take that back. He's supposed to be. Yeah, that's him.
Ah!
Granted, I need to glue his sword back on, but you guys will be starting in the white hallway, all the way at the end towards me.
Okay,
And we do need to.
so I'm ahead of you guys. Because I went down. The plant guy's ahead, so get in there, planty.
I'm gonna get in there as soon as I
Planting a plant for
get shuffle over there.
We're gonna leave from the back door.
Yeah, grab a leaf.
Oh,
Don't marginalize plant people.
I have version out for my program.
Spock is feeling marginalized. I do not have leaves. I have vines.
oh, yeah. They don't have leaves on?
No,
Then how do you photosynthesize?
my skin is green. I photosynthesize that way.
Actually, he has carnivorous jaws.
So, and I'm feeling hungry right now.
I thought you said you didn't feel hungry.
Sorry
Not the
to,
lights.
but you're standing awfully close.
Don't make me shove the mirror down your mouth again.
over there.
Please don't do that. That was unpleasant last time.
Hi ho, it's down.
Well, tonight,
The two women beat you downstairs. You gotta work on your athletic skills, sir.
oh man.
Wow. No comment.
Didn't expect it. Mm-hmm. All the words. Just taking it.
Just set it in front of the mic. Hey, sure. All right. So you are in the white hallway.
No one said they came down the stairs gracefully.
So, when you all reach the bottom of the hallway, sure enough, it is well lit now. It stretches down 27 meters before ending at a large metal door. Set into the wall, to the right of the door, is a flat, glossy, black, rectangular pane of glass. What would you like to do?
Is it wax?
Glass.
Oh, glass.
Well, smart plant. What's your analysis?
Well, we need to find a panel to manipulate. Usually there's a panel amongst these type of devices. I'm going to see if I can find a panel of some kind.
Okay.
Can I assist him?
You sure can.
I got 16.
One is the loneliest number.
But we get to add perception to that, right?
Actually, since she's assisting you, you can both roll individually, or he can roll at advantage.
Take the advantage.
Roll again.
Okay, so my first roll was 16. My next roll is 19 plus 3, 22.
Okay. You are sure that flat, glossy, black piece of glass that's set into the wall is probably the panel that you're thinking of.
This is probably the panel we're thinking of. Try lifting up. Does it lift up?
It doesn't lift up, it's just mounted into the wall.
I'm gonna touch it.
The black panel lights up from within, and there's a blue line that starts at the bottom and works its way up, and then the panel flashes red. Nothing else happens.
It will not accept me. We'll try Gabby. I'm sorry, a leaf.
Okay.
A leaf. We need your hand.
I'll try it. Okay.
No, not like that! Oh, stop talking. Yes, like that. Carry on.
Which one is it, my boy?
Carry on. You are correct. Don't
Okay.
listen to my friend.
Touch it.
That's me. I'm sorry. What is the hair?
Sorry, Rico. Touch it.
Gabby,
Yes?
what is your robot recognition? It's going to be under charisma, I believe? On front page. No, front page. Yeah, under your stats, which will be at the top.
14.
14. Once again, the same thing happens. The blue line starts at the bottom of the panel, works its way up, and then flashes red.
Doesn't like me either.
I'll try.
Okay.
Actually, can I examine it first?
Sure.
It's kind of my thing. Well, I'm checking out my examiner skills and aiming towards read schematics.
Well, it's not a schematic, it's actually an artifact. So, I mean, if anything, you'd want to roll your use artifacts, which will be under your
You gotta use your intelligence.
intelligence.
You got it? Or you just
Is
don't
that
roll?
more than you?
Oh!
I just pushed him out of the way. No. None of that. No. Let me examine it. Thanks. I look at it using my proxy intelligence skills.
Always the center of attention.
Look at that. A 20. A 20 plus 4.
Okay, so in your training, you do remember your instructor in a class telling you about how the ancients would have these locks that would only work by reading somebody's hand. And of course, since the ancients were entirely pure strain human, it only makes sense that the largest chance of success would be with a pure strain human.
I didn't say it was gonna open it. Look.
Speak to the hand, the real hand, the human hand.
You
The only hand that matters.
I don't accept that.
You know, he
remark.
just cut off the hand.
Since he didn't say he pushed you out of the way, he just reaches practically over your head. The blue line goes up your palm and flashes green. Everybody hears chomp, 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 chomp.
Yeah.
And this large metal door begins to move sideways.
Winner,
Yeah.
winner, plant man winner.
There is a
You know, you could have just opened the door. That will lead towards you.
there is a metal on stone kind of grating sound as the door slowly opens to reveal another hallway.
Yeah.
It is lit, and it is roughly, you figure, about 10 meters before there is another door of the same type. But this one is not closed. It is almost closed. There's about this much of it open, and at the bottom on the floor is a metal, I don't know if crate's the right word to use, but you figure it was some type of ancient container, and the door has tried to close on it, but instead all it did was crush this metal container, and what's left of it keeps the door wedged open.
I kind of want to go down and check this out. I start working my way in.
Now, just like last time, the door also has another flat, gloss black access panel.
But it's wedged open, right?
Well, the door has it's open by about this much.
Okay, so we couldn't squeeze through and try it.
The Spot might be able to, but nobody else would be able to.
Hey, Spot!
Yes,
Come check this out.
I suppose I will lend my superior genetic physical stature to this task at hand. You want me to open that door?
No,
I'll
just
go
through it.
Why don't we just open it with the control panel that's there?
Okay. I put my hand on the control panel, see if that does anything.
Nothing happens. It doesn't scan. There's not even a scan. It's just nothing happens.
It's Jim.
I suppose I shall enter the room. Okay, I'm entering the room. Sliding
Give me a
over the
perception check.
perception check.
Now remember, you get advantage on this.
Yeah, first one was a 3. First one was a 6. Next one was a 7.
Okay. You're kind of curious about the metal container because it's kind of got this octagonal shape
Okay.
that ancients, for some reason, love to make containers out of interesting shapes.
Okay.
So you're able to easily squeeze past because you're almost nothing but a body of lights. And as you squeeze past, you are now in another hallway that's longer, roughly, you figure it's got to be maybe 40 meters long. You can definitely see a turn about 10 meters down. As you get further down the hallway, it's hard to make out any details.
It's hard to see in here, but this hallway that seems to veer to the left. Is there a panel on this side of the door?
Yes.
Can I inspect it to see if it's operational?
Yeah, sure. Give me a use artifacts roll.
I use artifact. Let's see, I have a jury rig. Oh, can I jury rig it to open up?
No.
Okay, I cannot do that. Okay.
Trying to figure out how to get the panel off the wall is difficult enough.
Okay, so I have a void artifact disaster jury rig read schematics repair artifact.
No, you would be rolling a d20 and
Okay.
using your use artifacts from your intelligence.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, 3 plus 2. Okay, each one. So 15 for my first roll and 11 for the second one.
Okay. You look at it, you're inspecting it, and you notice that it looks like there's some telltale wisps of carbon scoring coming out from the panel and scored along the soft rock.
Okay.
So you think this is probably dead.
Yes. The control panel is no good on this side of the door.
Since the only one should open.
Hey, Margo,
Yo.
why don't you just use your strength and open the door?
Good idea. And Manu, charge! The door's red.
I don't think I can bust through with my heart, but I'd be glad to try to push it open.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength roll.
So, 4, 16.
16. The door refuses to budge. Maybe if somebody helped you, it feels like it was.
Starting.
You had a little bit of give, but it's probably going to need more than just you.
Alright, Clayton, come help me.
Do it.
Okay, everybody roll a strength roll. Who's going to help?
I'll help on my side.
I'll watch.
Typical. Don't break it.
I know my strengths. That's all.
Ba-dum-bum.
8.
8. What'd you get, Marduk?
I'm just gonna sit here and judge you.
10.
10. Plus your strength mod, or?
Plus 4. So yeah, 14.
Okay. You guys have to strain, but you're able to pull the door open just enough that everyone else can get through.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Allow us to hold the door for you.
I'll just slip on by. I'll go next.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Sure.
Everyone's just like pushing through the door and just accidentally pushing A-lift down. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
And now I
Very
need everyone to make a perception check.
We, it's still on intelligence too, right?
Yes,
And then what's weird?
7 and a 6.
it'll be under intelligence.
14.
18.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Perceiving nothing new.
On here. So 17.
Okay, hold on. So, Kirk,
7 and 6.
7 and 6.
18.
18.
17.
Do I get to use my night vision here by chance?
No, because right now it's fully lit.
Oh, okay, so 14.
What about
Okay.
my antennas?
For this, it would count.
They count? Okay, so I had 12 before, and now I have about 28. I rolled this, unless I'm not over.
No, just roll once.
Okay, never mind, then.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I've.
So whatever you roll plus your perception. Okay. All right. Those who got a 15 or better, you hear what sounds like a door opening. And then shortly thereafter, the staccato of machine gun fire.
Oh.
So, Spock.
Run.
Spock, what is your AC, please?
My AC.
It'll be in the middle of the page.
Middle of the page. Oh, geez. It's not like my character sheets in the old days.
Adjusted AC, all the way to the right.
Where's that? Oh, adjusted AC. Oh, that's blank.
Oh, so 10 plus your dex mod.
10 plus my dex mod, 12.
12. That's just a miss. Okay, Clayton.
Can we do a roll again?
No, what's your AC?
Oh, sorry. My AC. Sorry. Oh, 16.
16. Okay, that's a miss. Nara.
14.
Ooh, that's definitely a miss.
16 plus 1 is 17.
Well, it won't matter because they got a 20.
It's just a flesh wound.
You don't need a scratch.
Okay. AC?
14.
14?
15, sorry.
Doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Rolling a 4 is definitely going to be a miss. And Gabby?
16.
Yeah, no, that's a miss. Alright, so Marduk's the only lucky one, as machine gun rounds spray all the way across the hallway. A lot of bullets just ricocheting off the soft concrete and the metal door. And all the way down at the end of the hall, you can see that a wall has moved up, and there's a machine gun that's just going.
Nobody behind the machine gun, just the machine gun.
All you see is the machine gun. And at that, it'll be initiative. Which will be a D20 plus your initiative modifier.
Plus what?
Is that
Initiative modifier.
your dex, right?
Yeah.
13 for me.
Okay.
15 for me.
Plus me.
What's the initial? Mine's
Dex.
18.
Dex.
So we
Right
did
here.
15 plus.
So, well, I actually rolled 12, so yeah, it would be 12.
Oh.
You got these.
Okay, so mine's 15.
24.
Oh, hold on one second.
Ooh.
Yeah, so plus 6 for you.
22.
You're shot again.
I'm a healer.
Thank you. I appreciate that. In my rage that's boiling right now, I'm going to.
All he's seeing is red. Just red.
Everything's red.
He's so
There's
angry.
blood. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
You're bleeding, man.
Let me use the bombing attack.
Okay, so Clayton, what was your initiative?
15.
15. Nara?
18.
18. Spot?
15.
15. Aelin?
22.
Woo! Marduk?
12.
12. And
Oh my gosh, math, 24, yeah. It's Calio, by the way, Calio, like,
Calio.
you hear, carousel.
for some reason, I've got Calliope in my head, so, you know.
That's what it looks like.
You can call me Callie if that's easier.
Callie.
Callie.
All
Only
right.
my close friends can call me that.
So, Callie, on 24, you see what has to be roughly almost a 40-meter long hallway. 10 meters down, there is a hallway going off to the left, and then at the end of the hall, there's another hallway going off to the left. But that's the hallway closest to this thing that's spewing out hot lead death. So, what would you like to do?
So after he gets shot, like, instinct takes over me, and I dash down the hallways on all fours, using, like, my acrobatic skills, like, going up the walls, and go down the hallway. So I'm trying to find how far I can go.
If I remember correctly, your speed is either 11 or 12. It's on your front page,
Okay.
in your miscellaneous notes. Actually, I think it's in your class notes.
Okay, yeah, 22 when I'm on all fours.
Yeah.
Is there anything that can be used as, like, protective? Like, are there any other crates down there that I see?
No.
No. Is it just staying, like, is it randomly, haphazardly shooting, or is it...
It looks like it literally fired, it did a sweeping fire from left to right, and now it's resetting.
Okay, so it's not going up and down, so
No.
I just stay low. So I duck, get on all fours, and I'm just making my way down the hallway to try and close this off as soon as possible.
It's 3 meters per square, just to let you know.
22.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Squares.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So you want to put yourself in front of the machine gun?
I'm on the ground, I'm ducking, I'm trying to stay as low to the ground as possible.
Okay.
That's me.
I keep sorry, it's your blonde hair. You're so fox. Stay low to the ground.
Okay. And are you going to do anything else?
Hello, Kitty.
No, or I'll do dodge. I'll get ready to like dodge if anything does come at me.
Okay. In that case, that will bring us to Aelith, and Nara, you will be next.
Let me see. And the room is not completely lit.
No, it is.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it's lit like it's in full daylight.
Okay. Let me see. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I want to hide, honestly.
Okay. You could take that left turn, or you could duck back out behind the door.
I'll take the left turn.
All right. So go ahead and move your character to that that first left turn. No.
No.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
here?
Ta-da.
Smart.
And I'm looking around, seeing.
You see a closed door. It looks like a normal for ancient make. It's a metal door. It looks like it's a metal door with a handle.
The handle. I try to turn it.
3, 6, 9. I think that's the max of your movement just to get into the hallway. So you'll have to wait until next turn. Okay, so Nara.
I think I'm going to follow. How do you say it? Freedom. Why are you here?
Because I forgot about the hallway and I'm just crawling as close to the gun to see if I can turn it off.
Oh, okay. We'll let you do that. I'm going to follow.
All you.
I'm going to go down the hallway. Can I
Okay.
do that?
Yep.
My blonde.
Count out the squares though, just to make sure, because it's 3 meters per square.
How many meters can you?
I had 82. Is that?
Look at your under your first page.
What do I look under?
It would be under your racial feats, base movement.
Base walking 12 meters. Base.
Okay, so you can move 12 meters. Now, if you want to, you can. Considering the more important thing is to get out of the range of being shot, if you want to, you can use your bonus action to dash and move that again. So you can definitely get within the hallway. That's just going to use all your.
Is that a good thing to do? Use them all?
I would think so.
I gotta get out of the
Yeah.
range. Yeah.
Save yourself.
Okay. All right. And that brings us to Clayton and Spock go on 15. Whoever has the higher dex mod gets to go first. Or whoever has the higher dex, I should say.
15, 16. Okay, go for it.
So we were right here when we opened the door, and then she went so far.
Correct.
Trying to decide, do
Okay,
I...
oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. I'm a bad GM. The only weapons you have right now are your daggers, because you were just doing cleanup duty.
Okay.
So you don't have all your gear.
I climbed down the drain. I was going to try and take it out.
Yeah, sorry.
Some of us are weapons.
Oh! Damn!
I'm not trying to like
Brutal here.
shoot you.
Everyone touched it. I tore you in the back.
This is a tough crowd.
I'm trying to turn it off.
Machine gun.
I'm trying to save you.
I mean, I can go up to 12 meters, but that's not going to, I don't think it's going to be enough to get me down the hallway. So I'm still going to be at,
3, 1, 2, go. But you can dash. You can use your.
Yeah, and actually, that also means you can dash too.
oh, there you go.
So if you want to get all the way down the hallway, you can.
Dash.
I will take us back momentarily so that you could do that if you wanted to.
Okay, and how far can I dash?
You would be able to get all the way down the hallway.
Alright, I'm dashing. Fox style.
Okay.
Nimble. Alright. So
You
I
want to go over here?
Just stay low, 50 seconds.
Hey,
I can do it.
shoots are 55
Yeah.
times.
Oh, there's
No, I'll stay to the side, thank you. You guys are so salty, you know I help you. God.
When you want to.
Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out
What
how
is
to
that?
do dash.
So,
I can
what's the word for dash now?
Dash is you use your
I was
action
gonna actually tell
to
her.
move again, and you move up to your base movement speed again.
So
So if your base movement speed is 12,
I'm
you
just
can
gonna
move
turn it off.
12 meters without expending an action. But if you want to move, you can move up to an additional 12 meters by spending your action.
I'm just trying to get up to where they're at during the hallway. So
Oh yeah, you can do that by expending both.
Okay.
So now all three of you are in that hallway.
Okay. My move is it says base walking speed is 9, right?
Correct.
So I can only move 3 squares.
Correct.
Unless I dash, which I can be moving 6 squares.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move forward 3 squares, and I'm going to use mental blast on the gun assembly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
What?
Usually doesn't get in so far.
Very soft like you.
Okay. So what do I roll? Is it D20 still, or is it just damage?
It would be a D20.
D20. Okay. What's my modifier? Yeah.
That might give it all away.
It would be the MP modifier for your mutation.
And where do I see that at?
That would be on your mutation sheet. There you go.
Okay. MP 15 plus 2.
So that means you get a +2.
Plus 2. So I got 11.
11? Okay.
Yes.
This wave of power shoots out. It can be whatever color you like. And it just kind of, it hits close to the machine gun and just kind of like splashes along the wall and doesn't appear to do anything.
It's ineffective. Alright, I'm going to drop to the ground.
Okay.
My turn.
Mental blast! Mental blast! Damn it!
He burrows his roots into the ground.
Spread the vines.
Okay.
Just remember not to step on them.
And that
Make myself low. I like that. That's funny.
That brings us to Mardik.
Okay. So I can do one of two things. I can either charge it with my and hit it with my horns, but I don't run that far that fast. I don't have dash. So I'm going to teleport there and crush the machine gun.
Okay. Teleport will be your action.
Oh, so I can't.
Bear in mind. So
again.
if you're going to do something like that, the best thing to do would be to teleport to a corner
Okay.
where it can't get aim on you.
Okay.
And then your
teleport
next-
to where she is.
Okay.
I need to roll.
Nope. You can see the location, so it's just there's a pop, and then all of a sudden you hear a pop, and just like that, Marduk is standing over you.
I hate it when you do that.
The brimstone smells so wonderful, doesn't it?
You don't have to tell me that. I smell it quick. Fine.
And that brings us to number 2, which is the machine gun. Yeah, I rolled that one. It actually does recognize you as a target. But since you're prone, it has to roll at disadvantage. A whole bunch of machine gun rounds dance around the soft rock about you. None of them hit.
Yay!
It's tracing my outline on the ground!
Actually, yeah, kind of looks like that.
Hold your ground!
But I'm
I planted myself.
That brings us.
actually soil his.
That brings us around to 24 with Caleb.
So, I get as close as I can without being in firing range of the gun.
Mhm.
I want to look at it and see if there's like an on-off switch, or see what kind of makes this machine gun tick.
What you see is there's an indentation, and there's this metallic ball within the indentation, and then in the middle of the metallic ball is a machine gun barrel. And it traverses on the ball.
Can I use my artifact intelligence to see, like, I know how to, I don't know, disengage it?
Tell you what, give me a roll.
Okay.
20.
18.
18. You're looking at it, and there is a gap between the wall and the ball mount, the ball socket. You could take something like a dagger and shove it in there to prevent it from maybe moving.
Monologue, this might be crazy, but I'm just going to take my dagger. I don't know if I'm going to be strong enough, though. Could you help? Help?
Absolutely.
Thanks. So, and sheath my dagger, and I plow it in. I start pushing into the gun.
Go ahead.
Push forward.
Well, we gotta wait for your turn. Not that it really matters because it goes on 2. So actually, never mind. If you guys get to choose, either you can both roll a strength roll, or one of you can roll a strength roll with advantage.
Alright, I'll do it twice. We got 16. We'll go with the 16.
Okay.
Does she gets her strength too, right?
I have 0 strength. Which is why I needed your help.
Well, I would have done it. But you did good.
No, that was fine. You actually only needed 12.
Uh-oh.
Ah! Hold, please.
Sorry.
So
There you go.
bring it up a little bit. Bring the camera up a little bit.
Bring the camera up. It was like slowly every time you talk because you're so animated. It's so.
Sorry, guys. When we get better, you'll actually be able to see the battle map, but not right now. It's classified.
That's good. Is that good?
A little. Bring it up just a little bit more.
It was the vibrations from our excitement and our energy. You're just excited.
So the camera itself, bring it up just a little bit more. Up. Swivel it up. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, no.
Oh!
Down just a smidge. Okay, good.
There we go.
Perfect.
It was like slowly kind of working down and left it and then again.
So, my fellow monologuers, remember when I said teething pains? I wasn't kidding.
It's not my fault. I'm trying to see the danger. It's your hands. You see it right now. It's happening.
You're Italian.
They're right here.
Okay, so anyway, you only needed a 12. So you're able to wedge the dagger in, and as it's trying to, you think maybe it's trying to retrain so that it can aim better at Spock, and it just, and it's stuck. Now, Marduk, make me a perception check.
17.
Okay. I'm going to give you the bonus action to help her in, banging it in.
Yeah.
But you realize that the way she's got it set, if it really moves the opposite direction, it might pop the dagger out, so you might need to do the same thing on the opposite end.
Okay. Is this something that I could actually bend with your strength?
Given ancient
Metal?
metal, probably not.
Okay. And I'll do what you said. I'll put my dagger on the other side and wipe it as hard as I can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength roll.
12?
12?
Oh, plus strength, sorry.
Oh, yeah, you definitely get it.
Yeah.
Because the target number is 12, so...
Okay, yeah, plus 4.
So, you, without getting in front of the barrel, because that would be bad, you slam your dagger in on the top while she's got it on the bottom, and now you guys figure you've potentially immobilized.
Yeah.
All right.
Teamwork, my shit teamwork.
Just stay there, plant boy. Just stay your ground.
Spock!
Spock.
I'm sorry.
Spock. Help me, Spock.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor now.
We kind of skipped turns a little bit, but that's okay. Ayla, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to try to turn the knob.
Okay, you walk up to the door, turn the knob, and there it's a, you know, the L handles. It's one of those, and it turns down, and it does not appear to be locked, and you're able to open it.
Should I open it? My people with me. Should I
My
open it?
people. Come to me, my people.
Yes, yes, you guys want me
My
to.
people.
I mean, just in
Plant
case we
things.
might have another,
Little flower, come to me.
like, machine gun pointing this way. You
So
sure
who
want
all of us are in here? Is you,
Me,
me, okay.
T3? Should I open it or should I peek real quick to check?
Take a peek.
Let's take a peek. Yeah. Peek inside.
All right. The hallway jogs in a little bit, and you see it open into a rather large-looking room.
So it looks very big. It's a very large room. I'm not seeing anything specific.
is it dark?
I don't know.
No, currently everything is lit.
Everything is
Consider everything lit until they tell you otherwise.
It's pretty bright. It's lit up. I don't know. I'm looking around.
Please decide what to do.
I'm
I'm
trying
gonna
to
get
see
shot.
quickly. I don't
Okay.
see a weapon.
So that'll be your action. Ayla, Nara.
Let's go in.
Okay.
Let's go in.
Okay. Evidently, Nara sweeps right into the room.
Dun dun dun. Seven banks of machine gun fire.
I can heal myself.
You walk into a
What's that?
large room. Bear in mind, each square is 3 meters.
Okay.
Okay. So you have this large room. The lower part of the wall, from darn near the floor to about 6 feet in height, there are these panels set into the wall that are the color of like a deep blue. I'd say a little deeper than, like, you know, an ocean blue.
Okay.
And if you touch the one right next to you, it's got kind of a spongy feel to it.
Like a padded room.
Oh, well, kind of like a padded room, but not. It's not completely padded. It's just, you know, the lower part of the wall. At one end of the room, you've got this board tacked to the wall. This ring comes out of it with almost like a chainmail mesh hanging down from the ring. And then exactly on the opposite side of the room is the same thing.
So it looks to be like some kind of a training room
Maybe.
with spongy walls.
What are you guys seeing down there?
I think it's safe to go inside.
Okay, we will leave that at you. Oh wait, at this point, actually, I'm going to say we're out of initiative. Because the next time the machine gun comes around, you two especially hear it go click, 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 click.
I think it ran out of ammo.
I'm hoping.
The whole thing, it's pretty much out of ammo. It's not shooting anything, but
Because we read her daggers, so
Right.
you can't fire. If it's a barrel that's rotating, you can't move.
No, it's just a single machine gun barrel.
So we just leave our daggers down here?
You grab and go.
Grab and go? I'm okay with that. Oh, wait. Spot! Move!
I'm going!
Move!
I only have 12 lines. I'm trying to go as fast as I can.
Okay, Spot gets out of the way.
Put me in that ring. There you go.
Alright, ready? Grab and go?
That way.
3, 2, 1, go!
Run.
Okay, you run.
Okay. That's where they're running.
You can hear the turret going click, 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 and if you look back, you can see it's trying to track you, but nothing's firing.
So, real quick question. So we were there was a hallway past the gun.
Right, but I assume you went towards the hallway.
So we went back towards them. Okay, so we're
Instead of split party, split XP.
Okay. Gotcha. So we're running.
It's a good thing it was out of ammo.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty fast, actually. I'm fast like bull.
I saw my vines pass before my eyes.
So yeah, by the way, Marduk, you trailed blood all the way into this room.
Oh yeah, I got all the If you want,
up there?
yeah, it hurts. If you want, Marduk, I can clock that wound for you.
I would like that. Thank you.
I put my mouth on his thigh. Yeah, that's perfect. Sorry, Marduk, I feel like I'm being dishonest. I was low on nitrogen. I apologize for overstepping our friendship boundaries.
So, can he regrow himself if I step on his head?
Ouch!
Can I heal him?
You do have a power that allows you to heal. If you look in your psionic powers.
Yes.
Did we reach them already? Are we in the room
Yes,
too?
you're in the room too.
Okay.
So once again, you see the same thing. You see this room with soft blue panels, and then at the opposite end of each other, there's this white board tacked to the wall, way up, and there's a metal ring that comes out of the board, and it's almost like chainmail hanging down from the ring.
That's interesting.
Right. So,
Why do I have to always be the one volunteer? Oh, and I just hear the reverberations. This room has got great sound. Just pulls out my lute, starts singing.
Now we're stuck with her.
Can we go back to the hallway with the machine gun?
That's an amazing voice, thank you. I don't know what you're complaining. Listen to it.
it's just not the right time.
Yes.
I mean, especially with
We're trying to say that.
Oh,
To my tympanic membranes out here. So
Everyone make a DC, a perception check. And this is definitely sound-based. Aelith?
This one.
This is definitely sound-based, so you get the bonus.
14.
14.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh, nice.
24.
Prestige games. And it's plus what?
plus your intelligence.
Or your perception skill, whichever,
Or your perception.
if you have a perception skill.
Plus your intelligence modifier.
Yeah. So it would be 5 and 2.
Yes.
Seven.
Okay.
So now.
16.
16?
18.
18?
Clayton,
Yo.
You are...
what did you get?
You're trying to ignore the bickering that's going on.
Okay.
Give me a perform check.
I have plus, and I'm playing my
Liar.
so I actually have 7 plus 6 is 13.
Okay, so it's actually a passable tune. So she's actually playing a decent piece of music. But, you're also trying to ignore the bickering that's going on as you kind of look at this room trying to figure out what it is. Why are those, rings on the wall with the, like, almost like chainmail? I don't want to truly say chainmail because it's not knit that tight.
Right.
It's very loose. It's very loose links. But they're just hanging down from this metal ring that's probably about, big around.
Okay.
And as you're looking at it, you realize that the sound of her music as it plays sounds just a little bit different from that panel right there.
So I'm kind of away from them. I'm closer to where the wall with the panels at.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Huh.
Oh, is that like across the room over here?
Actually, this way towards me. See where that jut out is? That's right there.
Okay. And where's she at?
She's probably more towards where they came in.
So
I moved to the center of the room when I was playing.
Oh, that's
I
right.
really liked
That's right.
the
acoustics.
The acoustics.
okay. So the closer I get to the wall, the more different it sounded.
It sounds just a little bit.
I did say.
You'd almost think had you not been this close to the wall, you wouldn't have picked it up. But it almost seems like the sound's getting absorbed from the panel that's right in front of you.
Okay.
Instead of, bouncing back like it is from everywhere else.
Can I can I examine the wall?
Yeah. Perception.
After I probe the wall from my tentacles.
Are you still latched?
Phrasing.
It binds 20.
Okay.
Not natural, 16 plus 1.
Dirty 20. Okay. Why does it sound different? And as you kind of, you realize it's kind of spongy.
Okay.
Like it's got some give to it. And as you push on it to go, that's interesting. You push, and there's a click. And the panel kind of pops out a little.
Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. It just pops out?
Yeah, but only on one side.
Hey guys! I found an interesting panel!
I'm gonna walk over there and examine the panel as well.
Okay.
I put my lyre away and walk on over.
Everybody?
Can we all walk over there?
Should you keep playing?
Can I try to press into this with my
You
binds?
tell me
A
that.
different one or the same one?
Tell her, go back.
Let's do a different one.
A different one?
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
I just want to see what's going on.
Well, keep playing. We're see what's going on.
Oh, you actually want me to play?
Yeah. Just play the funny move. What did you play?
What kind of tricks you got up your sleeve? This is the first time you've ever learned
Play
to
one
use
mildly less infuriating than the last two, please.
Mildly.
beg.
Please let us hear your squealing, but less infuriating than last.
I refuse. You need to beg better.
You
What
always
do you mean by
complaining that you can't play, and now we want you to play. Just play and listen to
Right.
the acoustics again.
Yeah.
We need you to help.
Right, acoustic.
Yes, your acoustics are quite amazing.
I just rip out my lyre and I just start singing songs like
My lyre.
tearing the, just
You know that thing.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm really cool lyre actually.
So what are you gonna do?
Thanks.
Now,
Yes.
do I notice anything like with her playing and now this thing flashed out of the wall?
If anything, the acoustics have actually changed a little bit more because now it's pulled out from the wall a little bit.
So do we want to touch any other parts of the wall?
It's up to you.
Seems like it's coming just from here, so.
No, there's 4 of these, one on each wall, right?
No. The panels go all the way around.
Right. That's
Anywhere there's not a hallway heading out, the wall has these panels clad against it.
I'd like to just walk around the periphery of the room,
Right.
pressing the panels
Right.
as she plays
Okay.
the music.
How about the opposite?
Okay.
All right, you start doing that. Clayton, what are you doing?
So she's going one way, he's going the other. So like, is this kind of like basically a piece of the wall that's sticking out now?
I wouldn't say sticking out. It's just like, here it is flat, and now it's like this.
I see. Okay, so it's kind of like.
So it's like what?
So first it was flat,
Right.
Now it's like this.
Oh.
I want to. Now, does it seem like leads to like an opening or anything?
Well, given the way it's canted, you'd almost think it's a door.
Okay.
Right.
I attempt to. I'll see if I can pull it open.
Okay. It swings open, maybe with a little bit of a squeak on the hinges that does not lend well to her. But inside, you find shelves. And on these shelves are two not quite round red rubber balls that appear to be a little bit deflated. And then there's a white one that's about yay big around with red stitching curving around the white skin of it.
So 2 red, 1 and then 1 white with stitching.
Right. And then there is a shiny club that is.
I'd like to propose to try and do something.
And finally, there are 2 what kind of look like gloves. It looks like your hand would fit in them. Made of leather. They look like they've seen better days. And finally, there is this slender device with a fabric hose coming out of it, and it ends in a needle.
Okay. Do these look like any artifacts I might recognize from?
You think they most likely are some kind of artifact, but specifically what you don't know.
Okay, well, first I shout out at them, "Hey, it turns out it's a door! There's some interesting artifacts in there!"
And as soon as he says there's some interesting artifacts over here, that's where we're going to take our break. So we'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back. When we last left our intrepid adventurers, they were in an ancient installation and had just discovered a large room and opened a panel to find some items inside. So we will continue where we left off with Clayton. You have opened this door.
Yes, sir.
You see shelves with these items in it.
Okay. I believe I also called out to my comrades.
Yes.
Okay. So, I have to start leading you guys in here. Some interesting artifacts in here.
Wait, leaping across?
How you and anything?
Okay.
I was stopping. Because I'm both.
Okay, what would you guys like to do?
I lead them into the room.
Well, it's not a room. It's just a
It's
storage.
just like a storage closet.
Right.
Okay.
So does that mean that all of the panels are storage closets?
You, so far, any of the other ones you pressed on, nothing has happened.
Okay.
It appears firmly mounted to the wall and does not appear to be a door.
I'd like to examine some of these objects.
Alright.
Starting with the one with the needle on it. Looks like it might be dangerous.
Okay. You pick it up and it's a long black cylinder about yay long.
Okay.
And there is this, it kind of looks like a hose, but it's made out of almost like a cotton or a linen. You can see that there are striations in it as it moves along the tube and comes to a metal end with almost like a needle, but there's no point.
Okay.
There's a hole at the tip of the needle, and it's rounded. So it's the worst kind of needle you've ever seen.
You couldn't stab an orange with this stupid thing.
Give me an artifacts roll.
And then what do I add to this?
That it would be your use artifacts under intelligence.
Use artifact. Crap. 20.
Nice.
15 plus 5.
You have actually heard of these.
Okay.
It is an air pump, and when you grab the end opposite the hose, you can pull it out, and when you push it back in, it pushes air out through the needle.
Oh, I recognize this. And I start pumping it.
Yeah, sure enough, it does exactly that. And everybody can hear a slight hiss of air coming out of the needle end.
What is this used for?
Yeah, it's the worst instrument I've ever seen.
The way you was used for pumping air?
Stop! Just
No. You said something seemed like deflated.
Yeah, there are two red objects. You would think they would be spherical, but they're only the bottom half is somewhat spherical. The top half is kind of sunk in. And both of them are at different states of sinking. One's a bit more flatter than the other.
Can I take another use artifact?
Yeah.
Same 20 again.
And when we get into combat, he's going to roll all ones.
No.
As you pick one up, and it's very floppy. You're looking at it. It's got kind of there are these little raised bumps
Yes.
along the surface,
Okay.
and as you're turning it over and looking at it, you notice on one side there is this little black dot about yay big around,
Okay.
and it looks like it's got a spot just big enough for the needle on the pump to fit in.
I think I know what's going on here. I pump it in there and start pumping the pump.
Sure enough, it starts becoming more and more spherical.
Ooh. Do I recognize, was this possibly used in a sport or gaming back in the day?
That would be your best guess. You can't see what else it would be used for. It's not hard enough to throw and injure somebody. It doesn't look like it's a weapon.
Okay. But you said there was some kind of a club in there.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and use artifact one more time.
Okay.
I mean, this one looks like a weapon, so I want to take it. not quite as good. I got 11.
Okay. It's a bit long for a club. It's probably 30% longer than a club would be, but it's really light.
Okay.
And yet, you kind of hit it against your hand. It feels really sturdy.
Okay.
So you think this would make a really good club?
Okay. Well, I'm taking the club.
Okay.
Alright, well, these appear to be some artifacts used for some sort of sporting or gaming. I think it's possible we're in some kind of a training facility or gaming room. Anything else, like switch-wise or anything in the closet that I
No.
noticed? No? Okay.
So,
You can roll if you'd like.
Okay. What do I have?
It would be your perception.
So, intelligence?
Yeah.
Natural 20 plus 4.
You don't find anything.
Okay.
You search all around. You feel under the shelves, thinking maybe there's a secret button or something. You don't find anything.
Alright, well, yeah. I'm gonna walk to the end of the room and check out some of those doors down there.
Okay.
This one right here. Let's try that one right there. Thanks.
Where?
What do I see?
Do you see what I see? A door, a door.
Is there any light right behind the door?
So you walk into the night.
Okay, so you're going to that one. You have a door,
I have a door.
and it's once again it's just like she found.
Okay.
It's metal. There's an L-shaped handle.
Okay, I'm gonna try this door, everyone,
why?
to seek the knowledge that's on the other side.
Maybe you should open it slowly to avoid what happened last time.
That sounds logical.
Why?
I'm going
Like
to open the
fall?
door slowly,
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. See?
and then what do I see?
Good.
You push down on the handle. You feel more than hear it click, and slowly open it. You can see a room beyond. And you can see what appear to be a number of ancient containers. So they used to like to have wall-mounted container receptacles that were easily as tall as a pure trained human. And you, just from peeking in a little bit, sure enough, that's what you can see mounted on the wall.
So there's people inside these tubes.
No, containers.
Just
not-
containers.
Yeah. Like, almost like cargo containers.
Yeah. We have cargo containers in this room here. They appear to be cargo containers.
Are there any traps?
Not that I'm aware of, but we can send you in to double check.
Why is it always me?
Because you're the most useful person here.
You've been pretty useful, plant boy.
You can slide
Useful.
No need to wink. I'm not going in first.
Here we go
You took
again.
a great shot, Marduk. Why don't you take another one just in case?
Did anyone heal my leg?
Oh,
I'm
that's right.
leading everyone.
Time out.
Wasn't it?
Healing. We forgot to do that.
Yes, we did. I offer.
I bled out by now and I'm
No.
dead.
Hey, where's Marduk? Oh.
Oh
I thought the floor was slippery. I offered. So how, do I have to do anything to heal him or just?
So all you need to do,
Roll a 97 with a roll with a close.
no.
It's cure wounds, isn't it?
Well, actually, for her, it's a power called Cell Adjustment.
Oh.
So, yeah, all you need to do is touch him and expend the 5 strength points, and you can heal 1d6 plus 1.
1d6, so 1d6. So,
This way.
And Nara should roll it.
This one? Oh, this one.
The square
What do I
one.
have to do? Roll it?
1d6, and then add 1 to it.
Okay, wait a minute. 1d6. And now what do I do? I better take-
So 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get healed for 3 points.
3 points.
Thanks.
And then you temporarily lose 5 strength points.
Temporarily. lose-
Yeah, it's off of your psionic strength points, which is kind of in the middle, right below your attributes, on the left. Little further up. No, further up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So minus 5.
So, yeah.
You did it again, didn't
That's how I did. I'm sorry.
What do you see your magic points at?
you? Thank you, bud.
You're
Where do
welcome.
you see the magic points at?
There are no magic points.
Oh, okay.
Magic doesn't exist in this world.
That's right, because they're magic.
How do I get my 5 points back?
Sleep. Take that.
Just lays down.
Short nap. Sorry.
Alright,
So you're at least healed for 3. The wound heals up a little bit. You quit bleeding.
okay.
And then, yeah, Spock says, hey, it looks like I found some storage containers.
So, real quick, going back to the spherical shaped items that expand when you put air in them.
Right.
Currently, I can read the past of an item. You can tell what it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you want to do psychometry, you can.
Yeah, psychometry. Okay. 20? D20?
I believe so. Let me double check just to make sure. First time using this power.
Yeah, mine too. That's a meditation.
So, yeah, roll a d20.
Okay then. We're just gonna walk on by.
Did you roll a 1?
We'll roll a 2.
Oh, okay. Plus your mental strength roll. Mental strength score.
Mental strength. Do I have mental strength?
MS.
Oh yeah, plus 1, or it says 11 inside here, but it says plus 1.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a 3. You touch it and you close your eyes,
Yeah, it pops.
and there's nothing. There's no imprint on this at all. So you think that nobody really ever used it enough to leave any kind of an imprint on it.
Okay. So it didn't fail. There's just nothing.
Yeah, there's just nothing there.
Okay.
At least that's your impression.
His dad wouldn't like it to be a failure.
So do we not want to know, even though we tried, does everyone else not want to know what that thing is for? The spear?
I don't know. Here. Pass it to me.
I would like to appraise it to see if we could.
Throw it in, you're not sure.
Well, will it go into the thing on the wall with the
The ball actually has some bounce to it.
Hey, anyone try to dribble? Hey, look at that!
Dribbling. Swing your legs.
Marduk, catch! Throw it.
Give me an attack roll to throw it back down.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay.
Do I catch it?
Yep.
Good.
I was hoping you would catch on the phone. I wasn't supposed to happen.
I'm gonna throw it to somebody who wants to catch it.
Hey!
Alright.
Make an attack roll.
9.
Okay.
Plus strength?
Yeah.
13.
All right. Throws it right at you.
Okay. Let me go ahead and use artifact one more time,
All right.
since I've got the thing.
Is it 20 again?
Wah, wah.
Oh!
Well, yeah, it's a ball. It's got some bounce to it.
I think it goes into the thing on the wall.
Are you in the room with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll toss it to her next. Attack roll?
Yeah.
Do I add anything?
No, this is just to make sure you don't, like,
Wall.
throw it, you know,
Behind you.
Yeah.
5 feet to the right or...
13.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so I catch this now, I wanna throw it into the wall.
That will require an attack roll as well.
Oh, shoot. So what do I add this to, strength?
Either strength or dexterity, whichever is the better of the two.
Okay, so I got an
8? Okay. You throw it, and it hits the metal ring, bounces off of it, and bounces on the floor, almost right back at you.
Try it again.
Try again.
8. Do I have to roll?
Yeah.
14.
14? Okay. Is that with or without your dex?
Oh, I got an 11.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So this time you throw it again. It hits the ring, kind of swirls around it, and just falls off. But you were close. You know you were close.
Come on, third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
Again.
Let's do it again.
I roll again. 9 and 3. 12.
Nope.
4.
But you got to admit, you're getting in the ballpark. Every time you're at least hitting the ring, you're just not quite, haven't quite mastered the exact arc you need to get it on.
Spock wants to try the bouncing sphere. I'm going to join in on this discovery of
Can you
this
even
artifact.
lift it?
I will not.
That's insulting. I have 4 vines.
Okay,
That's
twice
as many
I
meat
just want to
vines.
get smashed.
Okay.
If there are 4 of them, you could just go.
So I'm going to toss this sphere between 4 hands. 20.
You start playing with it. You start showing off, and then you just go nonchalantly, and it just goes dead center, right through the ring, slips through the chainmail, and bounces onto the floor. And when it goes through the ring, you hear a
Oh, right.
Oh. And with this game of spheres, you either make it in the hole or you die. Kidding, I'm kidding.
We haven't triggered anything. Marduk, do you see any more guns?
Is that up?
Nowhere. I can see all the way around us. Well, I want to
No, I'm
grab
not
it.
saying anything.
You're not saying anything?
No. I would like to praise.
Try it again and see if it makes a noise.
Oh, I gotta do this first.
Oh.
No.
Just ugly right.
Let's see, that's what, 9.
9. Okay, actually, you missed the ring completely.
It
It
appears-
bounces off the wall and a little bit to your left.
I'm not saying anything.
Can I pick up the ball?
Don't say
Sure.
anything.
I'd like to pick up the ball
Say
and
something.
maybe appraise
Say
it a little, see if it's worth something.
Roll an appraisal.
Is there angry?
It's a good observation.
Oh. And phrasing is.
What's the plus?
Plus
Plus 6? Yeah. 18.
18? Okay. You look at it. You think what Spock said, or Clayton said about it being for a game is probably correct. I mean, it's just a ball. It's full of air. While it's got some bounce to it, it's more of a novelty item. So you might get about 5, maybe 10 Domars for it.
I'll pass.
What's the equivalent value of 10 Domars?
To put it into perspective, D&D terms, it would be the equivalent to 10 silver pieces.
I mean, should I sell?
Yeah, a Domar is the same as a silver piece in Gamma World,
Well, there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
So
Keep one, we'll sell one.
and then 10 Domars would be worth the gold.
So yeah, we can take it and with us. Sell it.
And actually, you got 2 of them.
Yeah. Can I check the smaller white ball?
Sure.
Another 6.
Yeah, I'm out.
22. Given the fact that it was in the same storage locker as these items, you think it probably has something to do with a sport or recreation. However, at least the bonus with this one is it's hard. If you wing it at somebody, you could probably do at least a little bit of damage.
Okay.
So with this, you're probably looking at least 10 domers.
Okay.
And you have the
And if not, I could just leave it
Yeah.
for a big friend.
Throw it really hard.
Yeah.
Catch and see if this bounces.
Wow!
Now I'm pissed.
Catch. You guys want me to check the club? Let's see if that one's worth something?
Hand it to her.
Okay, thank you. 19 plus 6. And I'm at this 25?
25, nice. Once again, have no idea what it's originally for, but this thing is super lightweight and it's strong. You could whack somebody upside the head with this and do some serious damage. So you're looking at whatever a club would cost, which I think is about between 10 and 15 dolar, but at the same time, given the fact it's made out of some lightweight yet strong metal, you're probably looking at more like about 20, 25.
Nice.
So we take all this stuff.
How many bets were in there?
One.
Okay.
Make a little money over there.
Cha-ching.
Well, there appears to be a storage room that I had discovered. Should we explore that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go in.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on slowly, please.
Do it.
You walk in and you see most of them are mounted along the wall. There are these tall metal storage devices. And each one is about yay wide. And there are multiple of them set in banks against the wall.
I go up to one and I try to open it. Is it...
Give me a use artifacts roll.
Y'all took all the luck tonight. 6.
Okay, there's a it's not a door handle. There's this protruding silver metal that comes out of what appears to be a door. You can see hinges. And there's even little trolls. There's little holes drilled in to the door. When you take a hold of that silver part that's sticking out and pull, nothing happens. The door rattles. The door rattles a little bit, but that's it.
Can I sniff it?
Sure.
Alright, so I'm trying pulling it as hard as I can. I give up and I start sniffing to see if there's anything like foul or sweet inside. Okay, I touch it twice. Inside. So it'd be 20. Nope. 11. Wow, man.
Hold on. You have heightened smell, heightened hearing, and heightened sight. You always roll advantage on perception.
Yeah! 11 plus 4.
Okay, with a 15, bear in mind your first level character, so 15 is actually pretty good. This place is kind of wrinkled at your nose ever since you came in here. There's kind of a musty smell. If maybe there's like a little hint of decay, but I mean it's a hint. Mostly it's just, it's this musty, stale air.
Marduk,
Yo.
Can I ask you to use your strength one more time to open this?
I'll fall on it.
Give me-
Just be careful though, I don't know if there's something dead inside.
If you want, give me a use artifacts roll first.
Okay. 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're going to try to force it, give me your strength.
Okay. 19 and 4, 23.
Oh, jeez. You go. You look at that door and you're like, you've seen your last days, door. and you know, there's no purchase you can get, so you pull out your dagger and you're like, you're gonna fucking die. And you slip it between the door and the frame and just go, and the dagger's like, yeah, I'm not bending, the door is, and you just pop the door free. And at that, I need you to roll me a d20. Do not add anything to it.
15.
15. In it, you find what looks like a backpack.
Okay.
But it is not made of leather. It is made out of some very lightweight fabric. And the pack itself is also very light.
Okay. Then I would open it up, take a look at it, examine it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure enough, the fabric almost kind of crinkles to your touch. At the same time, it feels very strong.
Right.
You know, you try to pull at it a little bit, and it does not give.
I'm gonna definitely take it with me.
Okay. You have
So that too.
you have one ancient backpack.
Smart but school.
Did you see what's inside?
Well, no, I do want to open it up.
Okay.
So,
You open it up.
um,
Inside, you find something that kind of looks like a torch. But instead of being made out of wood, it is made out of no grain.
What?
No grain, which is the local term for plastic, because people don't understand what plastic is.
Okay.
Ah.
Flashlight.
yeah.
But it has a slender body that comes up to a wide. The slender body is a dark brown, almost like as if it was wood.
Okay.
And then it terminates at a wider cylinder that's kind of curved at the top. It doesn't have a sharp corner. It's got a rounded corner at the top, and that top piece is actually white in color.
Huh. Okay.
And give me a use artifact roll.
16.
16. You happen to notice that there is a button on the dark wood-colored part of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna push the button.
You push the button, and a soft white light all of a sudden erupts from this device.
Whoa.
Almost about the same as a torch.
Cool.
So,
and just as that happens, all of a sudden the lights of the facilities turn off. And you would have been bathed in darkness had it not been for this device that you currently hold in your hand.
How did you do that? I just go over and I take it out of your hands. How did you do that? Show me.
well, cause we don't know what the white light is, right? So wouldn't we try to touch it to see if it burns?
Yeah, and there's no heat coming from it at all.
Alright, so push this button.
Clicks off it.
And now you are completely bathed in darkness.
Oh!
Push the button, turn the stick light on. No, leave the stick light on, please.
She has it now.
Stop playing with the light.
Yeah. It's a stick light. We don't know anything about it. Could erupt in a volcanic explosion.
Should I use my...
Well, obviously caused the lights to go off, so it's pretty powerful.
But it didn't seem like it was turning the lights back on when we turned it off.
Okay, maybe you touch it.
That's
and
an
see if it
astute
doesn't come.
observation.
Yes. I'm going to hand it to Fat Boy,
Yes, I will take it.
because he will not play with it.
I wasn't playing with it. I was just seeing how it
It
worked.
looked like you were playing with it.
I just got a little excited. I'm sorry, it's new.
It has 4 vines. He shouldn't
Clayton.
be playing with that.
Clayton,
I promise I'm not
Hey,
playing
you
with
said
Give me a
it was
mental
like
strength
right
roll,
on
please.
Fire? Why
Give me a
did
mental
you
strength
want
roll,
to
please.
hang onto it?
I'm just saying as a possibility, but I
We're
haven't
gonna-
observed that.
For
Do I add anything?
Your mental strength. MS.
you gave a potentially flammable thing to a plant. I hope you did that.
He's very
9.
smart.
You really want to look at that
Only
I-
to you.
as your shiny disadvantage kicks in.
Oh no. I start walking over to Plant Boy.
It's catching.
I'm gonna actually just throw you into the next
That's
one.
shiny objects. May I please take a quick look gander?
Yeah. No, I'm merely having fun at your expense. No, you cannot see it.
Those are some shears. Love that tree.
No, not the shears, please.
You started
Sure.
I like staring at this all mesmerized.
Oh yeah, you are completely mesmerized by this. You all notice. You all notice that Clayton has become completely focused on this artifact.
Maybe you shouldn't have given it.
Clayton, perhaps you should handle like that. I'm worried about your safety.
18.
18. You are pretty sure this is some kind of what the ancients refer to as a flashlight. Although instead of it shooting a beam of light directly from the device, this one's just doing it in more of a, almost like a 360-degree radius.
Oh, this is a flashlight, the ancients call it. Showing the light nearly a 360-degree radius. It's, you can see.
Flashlight, so does it like do anything flashy?
You tell me. Peacefully and
Thank you, sir.
and I hand the device back to my plant
I'm gonna kind of study it too.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
So yeah, it's interestingly enough, it's in the shape of a torch,
Okay.
which you would think would be kind of odd for the ancients, seeing as how far they had progressed. Why would they need it to look like a torch? But who knows? Maybe it was some kind of a novelty item.
Fascinating.
But certainly, it's at least providing light for you guys in what is now a completely dark room.
So we have to search for more tools that can help us through this.
Well, there's
adventure.
lots of lockers.
Yes, let's. Here, I'll hold this light, and you go through the containers.
Let's just keep
All
working.
right, we're good.
So I just start pulling the doors open.
Okay. So are you just going to have him guys do it, or is
To help.
okay?
I'll hold the light.
Go ahead and give me.
Hold the plug, just in case he's in there.
Ah.
Go ahead and give me a use artifact roll, please. Yep.
15.
15. You realize you're looking at the door handle, for lack of a better word, and the way it's shaped, you kind of go and pull up,
Okay.
and it disengages the lock, and you're able to swing it open.
Are all the handles like this?
Yes.
Hey, Martin, you don't need to go busting your hose against these doors.
I just grab the next one next to it, just go boom.
Yeah, you just pull up on it, and
I'll open one.
We all open them?
sure enough, you guys start opening up all these doors.
I'm gonna start opening it.
Okay. You find 2 more of these torches.
Okay, cool.
Keep them away from.
I was going to suggest that you have it since I can technically see it.
The other 2, when you try to activate them, no light comes out though.
Oh.
However, you also find 3 more ancient backpacks.
Nice.
You find 5 no-grain canteens. And you know what a canteen is. We don't need to go over that. And then you find what might be what he described as a flashlight. Because even though it's metal and cylindrical and kind of club-shaped, at one end there's a piece of glass, and then there's a button on it.
Try it, push the button.
Okay, I'm trying it.
Push push the button, Frank.
Pushing the button. 16.
16. Okay, yeah, you look it over. Sure enough, there's it's kind of a rubberish button, and it's a little inset against the metal body of the. God, I hate to use the word shaft because then all of the adolescent people giggle. But you push the button. Sure enough, this spear of bright light comes out of this.
Okay.
And it's bright enough that if you shined it in their eyes, you temporarily blind them.
Okay. Okay, so we need to divide up the hand torches.
There's one other thing.
Okay.
You find what are obviously 6 batteries. And you examiners especially know that there's 2 types of power cells that the ancients use for most devices. One are the batteries, which are kind of this rectangular shaped device about maybe yay long, and it's shaped in a rectangle, and it will slot into a device that takes a battery. And then you've got your power cells. And power cells are actually very thin, rectangular. They're about yay long. They're about that thick. And they are actually the more powerful power sources. And that's what a lot of your weapons typically use. Your sun rays and blasters and whatnot. So the 2 torches that aren't giving off any light, it's easy to figure that they probably need a battery.
Okay, I'm going to drop batteries using my forearms, just drop batteries in all of them.
Give me a use artifacts to make sure, see if you can figure it out.
Okay. 22.
Oh, yeah.
And
no, you only need one.
22, and so I'm going to make sure these lights all work, and then I'm going to hand them out to my partners.
Okay. You can decide who gets what.
Let's see, I have 3. We found 3 more, right?
Yeah, you've got 3 electric torches in total, and then a flashlight.
I'll hold on to the super bright flashlight, and let's give one to you, and let's give one to Arctic.
Okay. Now the flashlight can also be used as a club.
As a what?
A club.
Yeah.
We have 3 backpacks, so 4.
4 in total.
1 backpack, 1 backpack, and who else wants a backpack?
I've got one.
Okay, backpack. Okay, and then I'll take 1 too.
You can't use it.
Oh, that's right.
You have no shoulders.
Oh, yes.
I'll take it.
Okay, and you get the backpack.
And then we have canteens, right?
5 of them.
We have what?
Canteens.
Oh, that's right.
Sweet.
5.
Give me those up too. Our backpack.
Can I have one says, I think it's flashlight?
Do you drink
I
water?
suppose so.
Yes, I drink water.
Who's checking?
We can have a canteen.
I don't drink blood like I
I don't drink blood. I merely ate some so I can replenish my nitrogen store.
Same.
Not the same thing. Eating and drinking are clearly different.
Can
Shall I
go to
describe
the
how they
same
are
place?
different?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You should want to know. And a smart
Just
individual
stay
needs to
away
be
from me back.
enlightened.
I kind of want to.
See, she is enlightened. She who seeks knowledge. We all should seek knowledge. You should be more like her and seek knowledge.
I do seek knowledge.
Okay, good. Keep that one. Don't oh my gosh me.
Callie,
I am not stubborn.
Put it back.
1 plastic canteen.
Thanks.
Are the canteens empty, by the way?
Correct.
Well, we know what they're for, right?
Oh yeah, you know what most canteens look about the same. So, and these only weigh 0.1 kilos.
Okay. So when we actually start looking for a water source?
At some point, if you want to fill them.
I'm thirsty.
We pretty much searched this whole area.
Yep. You've got 1 door heading north, or you can go back out the way you came.
Should we continue along this path and head north?
Let's see what
else is doing.
Okay. You approach that door, and it is locked.
Murder smash.
Before we go smashing, in lieu of the plant, let's look around and see if maybe there's one of those touchy devices.
Perception. And if Aelith wants, she can
11.
check for traps.
I would like to check the traps.
Okay. That'll be under your skills.
Okay. It's 3.
So I got a dirty 20
Okay.
for perception.
11.
For perception. And use your antennae. Plus 10. So 13.
That's right.
13? Okay. I'm pretty sure there's no traps. There's nothing that looks like a trap. Granted, it's an ancient facility, so your knowledge of traps is more along the lines of what could be made today. So if it's something like, you've been led to understand they can have like electric pressure sensors and stuff like that. And, if there was one, you wouldn't necessarily know what to look for. But as far as you're concerned, this does not appear to be a trapdoor. However, it is locked, and there's no panel on the side of the wall.
Alright, Manu, you're up.
Okay.
Take it down.
Should I just run through it? Alright. I'm gonna run right through the door.
It's a metal door, just to let you know.
Yeah, maybe not.
Can I check for a locking system? Perhaps that I could
It does look like there is a key lock on the handle.
I would like to try to unlock it, pick the lock.
Okay.
So much smarter than
Good one.
We just really wanted to see you smash.
You don't, since you were just here for cleanup, you don't have any tools with you. So best you can do is like maybe try to use your dagger. So it's going to be a higher difficulty, but
Oh, yes. 15.
That's 21.
nice. You needed a 20.
Nice.
Amazingly enough, you didn't think this was going to work, but you figured, hey, what the heck? And somehow, you're jimmying with your dagger, and you hear a click. You think you got it?
Oh, hit your head.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Open it up.
Okay. You open the door. It opens into a room with a number of wall-mounted racks. And there's also a counter along one side of the room. No. And within the wall-mounted racks on the one end, on the wall farthest from me, it looks like there's slots for something to be put in. However, most of the slots are empty. But you do find that 2 of the slots have ancient weapons on the wall racks.
I run up and grab one immediately.
As do
I'm too
I.
fast, and you guys are taking everything away from me. I'm running up there.
I'm grabbing one too. I want to see what they are.
Okay.
11 and 20.
Nice. You're looking at it. It is definitely a slug-throwing type of rifle.
It's a ballistic.
I believe you have Read Ancient
Yes.
for your skills.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll it. It'll be under languages at the bottom.
Yeah, read right. Ancient written. Yeah.
Yeah.
22.
22. It says Holt, H-O-L-T, M29 rifle.
This is a rifle manufactured by an old ancient company called Holt.
Can I use my legend lore to see if I know what this company is?
Sure.
Yeah. 17 plus 5, 22.
22.
22.
You know that Holt made a lot of ancient weapons in their time. Mostly slug throwers, but some blasters and sunbolt weapons as well.
Alright. We just found the lottery stash, everyone.
Now,
Some
on the
here.
counter, you also find 3 pistols,
Grab those.
2 machetes,
Grab those.
Wow.
and 2 combat knives.
Grab those too.
And what was the last one? Combat?
Combat knife.
Then again, 1 rifle, 2 pistols.
2 rifles.
2 rifles, 3 pistols,
Oh,
2 machetes, and 2 combat knives.
So do I write down Holt rifle M29?
Holt M29.
Holt M29 rifle.
How many machetes?
2. And basically treat them as short swords.
Okay. And then
may I have a short one?
one more time, how many pistols?
3.
3.
I'd like a machete as well.
How about the pistol?
Maybe a pistol. But are we gonna sell this stuff, guys? Or are we gonna just keep them for a
We'll
bar?
sell
Keep them
some.
for now, just in case something's in the car.
That's what I'm
Well, these are items you don't always find either.
Mhm.
Now, granted, you haven't graduated yet, so whether or not they're going to let you keep them might be another story. However, seeing as how you found something they didn't even know existed, there's a good possibility.
I think we keep
Tyranny.
this to ourselves,
I-
to be wise.
That would be intelligent.
Put it in our pack.
Holding and petting and stroking the rifle. I think it's alright to keep this to ourselves.
My precious.
They're gonna use the same weapons to take ours away from us, so let's hide ours.
Mhm.
Who got the knives? I didn't get a knife. What?
Well, let's do
Yeah.
me. Okay, I'm definitely keeping this rifle. I'm sorry.
One machete and a pistol.
But hey,
Machete and pistol?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the pistol is a VP91Z.
It never runs out of ammunition.
You know. But each pistol does have 2 mags, 18 rounds per mag.
Nice.
Each rifle has 3 magazines, and they each hold 8 rounds. And I'll give you your cards later.
Nice.
As I said before, the machetes you treat as short swords. The combat knives are like a dagger, but it does +1 damage, and it has a bleeding effect. Because there's this nice serration across the top of the blade.
Does it +1 damage?
Yeah, 1d4 +1, and has the bleeding effect.
How much damage does the M29 do?
It does.
Is it a pulse rifle?
Yeah, is it like an auto? Is it semi-auto?
No, it's semi-auto.
Semi-auto. Okay.
Yeah, it's looks like a hunting rifle. And it does 3d8.
So you're saying it doesn't have any features of an assault rifle?
It's a bullpup.
Okay, it's a bullpup. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And I'm sorry, what did the pistol damage do?
The pistol does 2d6.
I like a bullpup.
Nice.
And upon finding ancient weapons that appear to be in good condition, that is where we will call it until next time.
Oh, we don't even get to use them.
Next time.
Like somebody.
Stay tuned, true believers.
Thank you all for joining us. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Good night.